Hey there. If you've already hit play, you probably have already caught a glimpse of this masterpiece. Yes, it's true. You have landed at Designer, your new hotspot for everything wild, wonderful, and wow-worthy. This video here is supposed to help you start using Premiere Pro quickly. Remember, becoming a pro video editor, Premiere Pro is not easy. It takes time. We have a detailed course for both beginners and advanced users. That is the best way to learn Premiere Pro thoroughly. It goes on for about 8 to 9 hours as well with a lot of practices. Find the link for that one in the description below. For now, let's kick off with the basics in the next 15 minutes. Let's get started with this. Now when you open Premiere Pro, click New Project. On the top left, give it a name like My Edit or maybe something specific like this one is going to be Rainforest Vlog. Okay, now great. Let's pick up where you would want to save your Premiere Pro file using this method. You can also import your footage over here, but we'll skip that for now. Click on Create and voila, this is your workspace. You will see various panels, each with its purpose. A few of them here are going to be explained in this video. Easily adjust their size by dragging, moving them around, or close them by right-clicking on the top and choosing the button called Close Panel. Super simple, right? It's simple to craft your custom workspace. You can move around everything that you want. If you can check out the window menu on top and you'll find various panels based on your task. You can choose which panels to enable or disable. Keep it open or closed as you like. If your workspace gets messy, no worries. Just go to the Workspaces menu and hit Reset to save layout. Now let's dive into the project panel. This is where the heart of Premiere Pro lies. Here we import all our files, videos, pictures, music, and even sound effects. You can do this by double-clicking inside the panel and that opens up import window. What I prefer is dragging and dropping the files right into the project window from the Finder or Explorer or whatever you're using. Simple, right? Now it might look a bit chaotic, so let's tidy this up. Create folders or bins by clicking the bin button. Name them like video and neatly drop your file set. You can do the same thing for pictures, music and sound effects to keep things organized. Wow, I think that's much better. Now we're all set to dive into editing. You might be familiar with a timeline, but in Premiere, we call it a sequence. To create one, click the New Item button. Then choose Sequence. Here you can pick a preset with specific settings like resolution and frame rate for your final video. It might feel overwhelming. What you can do is close this window, go to the project window, grab a video and drag it onto the New Item button or even the sequence area. This creates a sequence with the same settings as the video. What you'll probably usually need. You'll see the sequence in the project window. Rename it or any other item by selecting and hitting enter. You can do this, probably call it My Edit. You can repeat this to create multiple sequences, each with its tab on the timeline panel. For now, let's focus only on one and get ready to play back your footage. You can just hit the play bar or the space bar and your video starts playing back in the program monitor, which is on the right top. Use the timeline to scrub through your entire video. Since we created a sequence from its clip, it's automatically added to the timeline. If you don't need it, you can choose and delete it. Now, a source monitor, usually on the left of the program monitor, previews something slightly different. If you double click a video in the project window, the footage appears there. The footage is the file itself. That's why it's called the source monitor. Even though it's not directly related to the timeline or the program monitor, it is pretty useful. With the source monitor, you can scrub through the entire video, find specific parts, set an endpoint by pressing I button Move the playhead to the end of your desired selection and press the O button to set an output. Essentially, what you've just done is selected a part that you might want to use. Now you can effortlessly drag the video or in fact even just the audio into the timeline without removing the rest of it. You can still adjust the clip's length in the timeline. You can trim it longer or shorter as you like. Now let's double click this for another video, return to the source monitor and create another selection. I will drag even this one into the timeline. You can make multiple selections from the same clip, it's okay. A fantastic way in fact to gather all the actions you want for your elements. If the timeline feels a bit cramped, you can use the scroll bars or the Alt or Option button along with the scroll wheel to zoom in or zoom out from the timeline. You can even hover over the video track column to enlarge the track and see video thumbnails or audio waveforms. Next, let's refine the edits. Move and snap clips together. To cut a clip into two, select the razor tool, click to set a cut, choose the selection tool back again, and there you have it. When you place a video on track number 2, Premiere displays the top one, much like layering two pieces of paper where you can see only the first one or the top one. Initially using more than one video track may not be necessary, so we'll just continue with one. As you become more familiar with Premiere, you will find many occasions to use multiple tracks, often when overlaying B-roll or an interview. If you don't want to view any particular layer, simply choose the visibility toggle button on the left to disable the video track, revealing the clips on the track below. What if you import a video but the audio is missing? It's likely because you accidentally disabled the audio track, the V1, A1 and so on. To re-enable it, ensure that the input is active. This can also occur with your video track input. Drag the footage into the timeline and voila, everything is there. This is how basic editing works in Premiere. Open the source file, drag the selection into the timeline, move and trim clips. Now let's explore some fun features like speeding up a clip. Right click on the desired clip. You can choose the speed and duration button over here and increase the percentage or the duration to make it play faster or slower. To do it the other way around, type in a lower percentage. You can also reverse the video to play it backward. If you want a clip to fit between two other clips but don't know the exact percentage, use the rate stretch tool that you can find in the toolbar over here. Dragging a clip longer or shorter stretches it up, speeding it up or slowing it down to fit between any other clips. Great progress guys. Let's dive into the next tool. Now we can select the text tool from the toolbar, move to the program monitor and simply click in an area. Now you can type in with some text. Switching back to the selection tool, you can choose to relocate the text in the program monitor itself. Notice that a new graphics layer appears in the timeline. This layer represents the text. Now you can choose to place it on top of a video or even in an empty space without a particular background. We can do this all, and now let's dive into customization of the text itself. Head to the window menu and locate the Essential Graphics panel. Once this is open, you will find controls to scale, reversion, change the font, color and more. Now these might be familiar settings, so you can feel free to experiment. Next, let's add some flair to the text. To do this, we need to access the properties, which are known as effect controls for each item or clip in the timeline. Selecting any clip reveals these properties in the effect controls. Similarly, for the graphics layer, we can utilize these properties to create animations. Now, for instance, if you want the text to move from left to right side on the screen, use the position property. You can even scale it, rotate it, and whatnot from these properties to create an animation. To create an animation, it's important to understand keyframes. Creating keyframes on the animation clips timeline is possible by looking at this arrow on the top. Now, within this condensed timeline that you do see, select a starting point on the left side. Next to each property, you will see a stopwatch icon, indicating that this particular property has the potential for being animated. Clicking it creates a keyframe, capturing the position of this particular layer at a specific moment. To make the text move right, what do you think you need to do? Advance in time using the playhead itself and adjust the horizontal position, that's X and Y. This will automatically generate another keyframe. Now the text transitions very easily from point A to point B. To increase the speed, you can choose to move the keyframes closer, allowing less time for the text to travel from these points. You have now mastered the basics of animation. Now it's time for you to check out some effects. Navigate to the effects library, where you'll find various folders and a multitude of options. You can expand the video effects folder and go right into blur and sharpness category. We'll experiment with this one. Here, locate the Gaussian blur effect, that's the one I'm using, and drag it onto the window. You can return back to the effect control panel, as every effect which is applied to a clip is accessible over here. Each effect comes with its own unique properties, and for Gaussian blur, you can adjust the blurriness to your preference. Let's do this. Note that the stopwatch icon over here is next to the blurriness property. What do you think it does? It supposes that you can animate. Now if you want to create a transition from a blurry to a sharp video, you can do this. Position the playhead at the first frame, increase blurriness till nothing is visible, and then click on the stopwatch to create a keyframe. To create a animation, move ahead in time, set blurriness to 0 and voila, a simple transition. To speed it up, as earlier, drag the keyframes closer together. It's that straightforward. Okay, now did you know that transitions play a significant role in achieving seamless edits? In the effects window, you will discover a variety of transitions. You can look for video transitions folder, expand it and scroll down to locate the slide folder. Drag the push transition between two clips in the timeline. This will create a smooth transition. Quickly try this out. Adjust the transition speed by dragging it longer or shorter. Here's a quick tip. To add a fade in transition, select the start of a clip and press Ctrl or Command D on your keyboard to set for the default dissolve transition. Fantastic job. If you've done that, great. Now let's move into color grading. Premiere's color grading tools are known as Lumetri or Lumetri, and I'm not sure. To access it, go to the window menu and find the Lumetri color panel. Here, you'll discover basic controls like temperature, tint, saturation, and as well as exposure, contrast, highlights, shadows, and even more. Now, actually, hold on. Did I mention that I have created a beginner course on Premiere Pro? You can find that in the description over here and this button right over here. This course has detailed unit on color correction and color grading. If you do not know the difference between two, head to the link and check out the free preview. Now let's get back and dive into audio processing. Audio is just as crucial as video in a video. To adjust the volume of an audio clip, you can drag down the gain curve on the clip itself. Alternatively, right click on your clip, choose gain and input a value like -6 dB or decibels to decrease. Or if you prefer it louder, input a positive value like 6 dB. Now if you're searching for audio effects in the effects panel, let me simplify it for you. Head to the window menu and find essential sounds. This opens up a user-friendly panel for easy audio mixing, very similar to Essential Graphics. Simply select the audio type you're working on and voila. You can play around with reverb, panning, volume and couple of other things as well. Now let's explore the Remix tool in Premiere Pro. This new feature is an AI game changer when it comes to adjusting the duration of your sound effects seamlessly. Ever wanted to be a DJ? Now it's a chance. No need to stress about manual adjustments or awkward transitions. Simply choose the Remix tool from here, this particular drop down, and drag the audio layer according to the preferred length. And Premiere Pro will intelligently rearrange the entire content while maintaining a smooth and natural flow of sound. Once you've wrapped up your editing, the next step is saving it. However, in Premiere Pro, it's not as simple as pressing Ctrl S and exporting it or uploading it for YouTube. Premiere Pro requires a mediatory step and a process which is called exporting or rendering your video. Now during this export phase, Premiere Pro compiles your entire edit and combines it into one video file. So let's demystify the entire export process. To do this, click on the export button over here and you'll encounter a plethora of options that might seem overwhelming at first, but don't worry. Let me simplify it for you. First and foremost, ensure that the range of your video is set to entire source. Otherwise, Premiere might export only a portion of your edits. Give your video a name such as My Edits or the final output. Choose the location on your computer where you want to save this exported file by clicking on this link over here. This can be anywhere on your computer. And then we will move on to the next crucial setting. With the export preset, you determine the quality of your exported video. You can find more than 50 presets over here and even create your own ones when you want. Now, depending on your video's desired quality, choose one of these presets. Let's do this. I will choose the YouTube 1080p. This ensures the video looks perfect for YouTube and sharing with friends as well, while keeping a relatable or a manageable file size. It is a reliable preset that I frequently use, eliminating for diving into detailed settings, which you can learn later once you become familiar with Premiere Pro. If you want to, always head on to the course and check it out from there. And that is how you edit your first video. Congrats on becoming a Premiere Pro Maestro. You've actually just become an editor for now, but let me call you that. You've built a solid foundation in Premiere if you've executed everything that we have done in this course. But honestly, let me tell you, there is a lot more that you can do. For a comprehensive learning experience, definitely check out my beginner course bundle. Again, not pushing it for it, but maybe just go ahead and try it out. You can find step-by-step guidance, exercises, and even hands-on lessons. Tens of thousands have found that course valuable, and positive reviews are so many. Again, explore the link in the description below, and I look forward to welcoming you in that course. Anyways, getting back to this video, I hope this was fun for you. Now, thanks for watching, and as always, stay aligned with design with designer. I will see you in another video. Do make sure that you like, share, and subscribe, and make sure that you can try out everything that you have learned in this particular video, and why not upload your own on YouTube and put it down in the comments. Hope to see you there.